All right, what's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? Here we are. Pawnda, where are you? You're supposed to be on camera. Get on the camera. Okay, hey. Hey, everybody. Sorry. He's not in the right place. Stay there. Okay, what's up? So, I didn't notice this last stream. On Sunday we had a donation from Neffy's Knickers. All right, $3. Anyway, I think I know who that was. Global Troll Mops, Goebbels. Gobble Troll Mops. Did you hear about this? The SFD or AFD in Germany, in the east part of Germany, is now offering people free Russian lessons. The Der Spiegel posted something about that. That's great. Free Russian lessons. Would you like some free Russian lessons? I've already had some. Thanks. Alright, so Sparkle Horse, Mickey Deckett, Young Samurai, Dinek SGR. So Dinek SGR, is that a new account or is that your old one? That's your old one, okay. So last call for the Pawnda and Horses April Rapid Arena, starting in 5 minutes. Boom. There it is. Pawnda Heroes Club. Pawnda Heroes Club. A little bit of a Freudian slip there, but not a bad one. Let's do kick members out of the team. No. Message all members. Last call. 10+2. Pawnda Rapid. All caps. The Pope should stay out. No, I'm crazy. The Pope should stay out of theology. All right, Pawnda Rapid. Last call, 5 minutes. Start. Here we go. Pawnda Rapid, 10+3. So don't worry. Don't worry, Gabble Troll Mops. You have 3 seconds added per move. Usually I do like 10+2. So it's 10+3 because 2 is not enough. Punish those berserkers. We're starting in 4 minutes. So make sure my stream is alive. Let's see. On Lichess, yes. Totally random. Sometimes my stream floats and sometimes it doesn't. Sorry, just suppressing a sneeze. We got very bad seasonal allergies. But good to see everybody. Mickey Deckett. King's Indian Defense, may you join? You may. I hope you're a member of the team. Move 11 on a watch streak. Look out. Move 11 lurking. Plus 450 watch streak reached. Move 11 is on a 5 stream streak. By the way, we need more subscribers because our viewership has been falling off and our fundraising has fallen off. We've got Sparkle Horse, Mickey Decat, Practicing Always, Stapvargan, Young Samurai, Dinek SGR, Gobble Troll Mops. So watch those nasty berserkers. 10+3 rapid. This is casual. And we're starting in 3 minutes. Welcome everybody. I'm going to open the window so I have some air. Be right back. So everybody, can I get some large mosquitoes, please? We've had one. How are you guys doing on mosquitoes? I've had one mosquito this season so far. It was a big one. But that's good because then they're like slower and easy to catch. Mosquito season is upon us. Luckily it didn't rain that much this spring. Last year was also not a bad mosquito season here, which is almost the whole year. We've got to watch that when the windows open up. So, bad luck so far. What? Had luck so far. You saw one lurking outside. Yeah, they tend to be outside. They, Slovenia was in the news. What was it? Oh, Slovenia wants to leave NATO. You guys have like the right-wing government there too? Of all places, Slovenia, which is like closest to Europe, of all the former Yugoslav republics, they want to leave NATO. All right. We got rid of Orban. You can have him. Maybe he'll move to Slovenia. Sharknado. Sharknado. Yeah, what is a Sharknado? I knew that there was a friend I had who had this fan called a Sharknado. No. That was something else. Sharknado the movie. Ah. Never watched one of those Sharknado. That's just too stupid. You're in the middle anyway. You're safe. Yeah, you don't need NATO. You're surrounded by all these like other safe countries. Slovenia always had that advantage. You know, they don't have to worry about anything. All right. So 26 seconds till we start. Any last requests before starting here? Just 6 players? I know I'm kind of late. Sorry I couldn't start the stream earlier, but I had a meeting. Hung Tzu Cheng. Stop arguing, gifting a tier 1 sub to Kings of the In Defense. Yes. I think I had my like lowest amount of financial gain from streaming this month. Things have been pretty slow lately. All right. Oh, Mickey in the first round. Right. This is an arena. We play strong players. Okay. Forgot how much I love arenas. Okay. So 10 plus 3. Lots of time. 7 rounds. Lots of time. We don't have to rush. Take your time. Dinakis, take your time. I have a game on Sunday. Gonna play black. Gonna play an IM who's older than me. Probably. Definitely. There's 3 of them in a row. But they vary in ages. One is like 60. One is like 70, and the other one's like 75. So I'm going to play someone who's at least 7 years older than me. C3 Sicilian, wow. Have you done that before? You know, one of the things about the C3 Sicilian that I noticed is lately, I mean, the move itself is kind of lame, you know? C3, the move itself. I always sort of feared the C3 Sicilian because I didn't quite understand it. I never played it for white. But if you play something from the white side, maybe I should play the C3 Sicilian. It would improve. I always had a bad score against it. With black, probably if I played it with white, it would help my playing it with black a lot. I should have been playing the C. I always hated the C3 Sicilian. You know, I was the enemy. It's the enemy. I hated it. It's lame. I hate it. All Sicilian players should hate it. But honestly, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. So C3 is lame, but you're white. You have an extra move. I mean, how bad can it be? That's the problem. Don't think it's too lame. What random question? What do most people do after after e4 knight c6? Well, they mostly play d4. It's like 70% d4, 30% knight f3. Okay. I don't know what to do. I have e6 the most. I've played e6 the most. We can play this. This is good too. But, you know, the Nimzovich isn't that good for black, like most openings. You know, the funny thing about the Nimzovich, since I've played it quite a few times, it's like we're on equal territory. People never really know how to play the white side of Nimzovich that well, so I don't know how to play it that well with black, so we're like on equal ground. I have a lot of draws with it. I lost one game last year. Have I only lost with it once? That would be hard to believe. Number of draws, but I don't really like win games with it. Knight A3. Right. What do I do about Knight A3? Exactly. Yep. I still remember this game I played like 15 years ago against Boros Danish, where I lost in like 10 moves with black. How did I lose in 10 moves with black? How do you lose in 10 moves with black? It's like in the C3 Sicilian, really? I fell into some kind of trap. It was an immediate E6, I think. Not knight C6, knight F6, E6. But I played E6 right away. Bishop E3. So if I take on D4, you play knight B5. I get that. There's knight G4. I think for reals, that's a move. Oh, man. So the point is what here? Knight B5, knight takes E3. I'm not sure I don't think I've ever played this. I just thought about playing it. Now you're really threatening me. Now you're a bad hombre. Wow. You dropped a piece? Nice. Not exactly. It took me a while to see that. Found the answer. So I'm not the only one who doesn't know the theory here. Do not underestimate the opponent. Bishop D7. Bishop D7, knight B5, castles queenside. Only way to cover C7 and develop in a timely manner. Oh shit. Good thing I saw that move. Yeah, didn't notice. I didn't notice that possibility, but it's not the scariest. Alright. Alrighty, Bob. But anyway, we're good. We're good here. Brian. Yeah, that's true, move 11. But he's also a Trump supporter, so I wouldn't really trust anything he says. Let's see. Takes. Castles queenside. Well, now we don't have to castle queenside. It's not mandatory. Cats play chess. I'm having strange hallucinations again. Why not bishop d6? Why? Maybe he'll move his knight and I'll checkmate him on h2. So we only have 7 players, guys. Join the team. Join the tournament. Support the Pawnda. BB5. BB5. What does that do? Dude, whatever. BB5. He's playing random moves. Bring the random moves. Mickey, who's a very strong player, has seemed out of sorts lately. Here he happens to have bishop takes f3, queen takes d6, so that's annoying. I have to take back. The 2 bishops versus 2 knights, I'll take it. Bishop takes f3, again, doesn't quite cut it, although we could get a quite promising endgame. Want to be accurate here. Castle, king h1, rook d8, check, should be winning. Boris Gelfand. For Boris Gelfand, this is a win like 99.9% of the time. Couldn't ask for more. Pawn up. 2 bishops versus 2 knights. Black side of the Sicilian. Let's go. Okay, first off, we castle. The king is safe. Then he doesn't get the king out of... Interestingly, he doesn't do that. He surprised me here. He doesn't get his king out of the pin. That's kind of strange. Wow. Rook d5. I'm getting acerbate tendencies now. Rook d5, king h1, rook h5. That's not going to fly. He's reduced to playing for time, basically. Need a constructive move. Damn, I had e5. I still have it. How long have I had that move? I don't have it. But you can't take with the... Okay. You can't take with the... Okay. He can't take with the queen. He took with the queen. I said you can't take with the queen. Are you not listening? He's not listening. We had this sorted out. He's a tactical buzzsaw. And the only try is now it's looking like we're both wasting a massive amount of time here in arena. Shit. Okay, d3 check, c5. The pawn's not enough. Ah! Resign. Bro, you're killing me here. Down a whole piece and you won't resign. In arena. Okay. Okay, now he has 2 connect pass pawns. But I'm really kind of hoping that this 7th rank thing would matter. I mean, in addition to the fact that I'm up a piece, I have a rook on the 7th, and I have the bishop that can go to c7 to attack h2. He resigned, yes. Queen a6 was a blunder. d3 check, c5, bishop takes. Aristofan, aren't you kind of missing like a candidate move there? The king h1 He has king h1, you know, d3 check, king h1. Alright, anyway. Bro, he just plays king h1. He doesn't have to play c5. Save my piece. I'm not losing my piece. It's a way to play. But I don't think there's anything wrong with what I did. Dinekis, Sparkle Horse pressing always. Either way, I was winning the game the whole time after he lost a piece. I don't think you can fault my play. Plus, he has 7 minutes to my 2 at that point. He's playing for time. I can't play any slower. Arsenal fan is up. All right. If I played any slower, I'd be losing on time. Right? He's quick. I'm not. Especially not the first game of the day. Knight c3, knight f6. Interesting. What is this? It's like a French. It's a pseudo-French. It's an a la French. Frenchikine. It's the Frenchikine. Does this transpose to like a Nimzovich Sicilian? Arsenal fan and I mean, is it, are you still, whatever happened to Mule Skinner doesn't play me anymore, which is a shame. He had the record. Oh my God. It's a yellow lampshade. It's called a yellow lampshade. It's soothing. Alright, knight f3. Maybe it got a lot of smoke on it. I don't know. It's an old lampshade. Lampshades tend to get yellow with time, right? Why is it so yellow? That's the important thing. Charles, thanks for your first time chat. That's his first chat. Very important input. Thank you for that. Some very important input we received. Why not criticize my haircut or something? Alright. Don't even know me and you call me bro. It's kind of personal. Alright, we got 10 players. What's with the familiar? Bro. Alright. Yeah, bro is only for people that have, like, chatted in my stream at least once before. He's on a short leash. I don't think this is, like, testing what I did here. In fact, I don't even like exchanging pieces on d5. But, I mean, okay, like, it's a good question whether e5 is even my best move. I move 3. This is certainly not a position that's going to be very common. Wow. I don't think that Arsenal should do that. You know, I think you got to play bishop h5 there. Not literally got to play it, but should. Although he has his own ideas. Arsenal has his own ideas about chess and everything else. Dinekis GR, Mickey the cat. Mickey the cat. Mickey the cat. Cat is Slovenian for cat. I'm just making that up. Alright. Sparkle Horse, Stapvargan, Arsenal fan, Uber driver, Ludlud, Nedai Kawazu, practicing always young samurai. This is like a weird Petrov. But I don't see why he has to exchange his bishop on f3. I'm in a kind of uncomfortable pin. Why not play bishop h5? I was even thinking about playing queen d2 to break the pin. How weird would that be? You know, like here. A motif that you might see from time to time. Maybe if I do that, I should just do it right away without including h3. If you really must break the pin, if you must drink and drive, drink Pepsi. So, c6. Wow. Black is slightly passively placed here. What's the idea with c6? Just defend the pawn, make whatever. I mean, whatever you do, you got some slight problems. I thought about e6. That would be nuts. I could play e6 there, and then he takes, and I play queen h5 check, and he plays king d7 and says, "Can you get me on d7?" Probably I could have done that, but I low energy, kind of low energy here, since I haven't played chess in the last 24 hours. Yesterday I had a poker night, and I need some games to get warmed up. So yesterday's poker tournament was really funny. I had a terrible start, but I ended up winning. Just when it was like the worst start ever to a tournament, I ended up winning. It's weird. Like the worst luck ever, and then the best luck ever. Castles. What are you doing? Getting castle queenside, kingside? Just castle. So c6 defends d5, and I think, you know, this pawn is, wow. I mean, I have e6. It's not a big deal. If e6, pawn takes pawn, queen h5 check, black is clearly worse, but he has knight e5, the daring acrobatic knight e5, and he also has knight f8 to try to blockade. I imagine this position is not good for black. He has knight c5. Knight c5 is a better version of knight f8. But let's say queen g3. What are you gonna do? You gotta do something you don't want to really do. Like g6, probably. You're the sparkle in my eyes. So, welcome everybody. Staff Organ, thanks for gifting a gift sub. We need your financial support. Any donations go towards Summer Tournament Fund, which is not clear what that is, because we don't have a summer tournament yet. But I would like to play a summer tournament somewhere. It's still mid-April. We have time to plan something. I'm definitely playing in the World Senior in October in Serbia. But, you know, I'm lucky if I got 20 good years in me. It would be good to play more than one tournament a year at this stage. So all your generous donations, the World Open. You know, the thought has crossed my mind, but yeah, I thought about National Open, to be honest. Las Vegas more interesting. I haven't been back to Philadelphia in since 2004. It's crazy. That was like a lifetime ago. At the funny thing, I'm lying. I was there in 2006. Sorry, 2006. I meant 2006. 20 years ago. And the funny thing is that seemed like I had already been living in Hungary a long time. How weird is that, right? Dude, come on, we gotta light him up. Like a pinball machine. E6 takes... Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, but it's not so easy to kill him. A computer would kill him here. I don't know. E6 takes rook E1. We don't want to be getting in time pressure against this fast, very capable, and practical Arsenal fan. But E6 is just gotta try to make that work somehow. E6 takes rook E1. You have knight C5. It just doesn't seem like it's gonna float. Bishop F5 maybe. Well, we can always play bishop F5. First we defend the pawn and then play bishop F5. Okay, I don't know. We need to be bishop C5 maybe to prevent that blockading strategy. Either way, you know, I'm using too much time. Oh man, I don't know. C3, time consuming. Decide what to do and do it. Feel like there's something here, but what can there be? You know? He's playing like a maniac, but it's still not so easy. Chess is hard and then you die. World Open. Move 11. You're sorry, I can't do the Goichberg. Hello? You're in the green room. You have a bye in the first round. Report to the Delaware room. You'll find your opponent is 1700. Just bear with us. Bear. It's an open Rue Lopez. You need to stop and smell the roses. Hello? Alright, the queen on G3, just the target for H5, H4. I don't like it there. Oh, look, I'm going to take your H pawn. Hello, everyone. Sinus, welcome back. Be a subscriber. Sinus found that Astorbate's account had been logged on, but nothing since that. That's the FBI, dude. That had to be the FBI searching, I don't know, Astorbate's devices. You're sacrificing your H7 pawn. Good call. Good call. Bishop takes H7. Okay. Bishop E3. I'm just gonna play chess, you know. Not gonna be materialistic. We're gonna develop the pieces. Be practical here. Bishop takes A7. If he tries the castle queen side. I will take that one. Adhering to fundamental principles. No, I thought about National Open, but airfares are going to be crazy, no? Is gasoline like $10 a gallon? Dude, no. Alright. This is the plan anyway. Ignore you. Ignore you. The World Open. What an obnoxious name for a tournament, right? All right. I do kind of wish I could go back once. Move 11, are you playing the World Open? July 4th weekend, the legendary World Open in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We can go to Pascal Avenue in West Philly. Check out what my family's old stomping grounds are like. Got my car stolen in Philly. Brings back great memories. I had one car stolen in Philly and one in Boston. Okay, Stafford is out at first with 4 points. Dinekis, it's still early for this arena. 10 plus 3. Arsenal with Rook D8. Rook D8. Now, why can't I play Bishop takes A7? First, I'm going to take here. We'll see what happens. Chicago Open. Well, I've never had a car stolen in Chicago. I've never had a car in Chicago. So I probably would have gotten one stolen if I had had a car in Chicago. Keep it simple. Bishop takes A7 isn't so great. But this pawn looks kind of tasty. I'll take the G pawn. Now the H file not as scary with the queens off. Pawns have layers. Pawn layers. Pawn chains. Multi-purpose move. We're definitely glad to get the queens off against Arsenal fan. He's good tactically and he can be dangerous, you know, so keep it technical and safe. You're in a good place. I think with Arsenal fan, like boring him to death is a pretty good strategy. That's unpleasant. Don't like that move. Really? He managed to find a way to be annoying. Plan B. All right, we just came up with Plan B. Notice that I had been looking at Bishop F3, you know, to go after his D pawn, but now suddenly his king is kind of awkward with those two bishops doing the H6 B5 thing. Holistic approach to chess. Holistic dentistry. Bishop C5, wow, and that gives you a square. Another brilliant move. Will you stop playing brilliant moves, man? Oh, that's so annoying. Wow. Really annoying move. Bishop C5, great find. That defense gives him E7 for his king. He's not making it easy for me to finish him off here. Maybe my previous move was a mistake after all. Now, obviously the cheapo. You didn't play D3. You're keeping it in reserve. Reserve cheapo. Alright, that's not happening. We're not getting that sneaky, you know, rook takes g3 type of thing. That's not happening. Sometimes it's best if you see like a one-move cheapo not to play it right away because the opponent sees it coming. You save it for a move like d3, rook takes g3 check. I don't know if he did that intentionally, but I find it to be a good strategy very often. Now, he is a wonderful bullet player in Blitz. So, the less time he has, the better he plays. He needs the motivation. Man, he sees everything. Sees the day. Another. All right, now, okay, we activate blockade strategy. Activate. What's that? Free pawn? Greedy. Greedy. No need to grab that pawn. It's not going anywhere. Bishop takes b5 is greedy. It is probably a good move. Yeah, this also concerned me, but that's all right. I see. Yeah, what are you doing? That's not good. All right, let's try it one more time. We need another plan. Pawn health bar. Health bar? Health bar? Elf bar. Knight c3. But you're gonna block me? You're blocking me. You're a blocker. Another super long game. Dinekis is in first place, meanwhile, with 7 points. Who's he beating for 7 points so quickly? You're not going anywhere. Wow. Yeah, I mean, g4 was kind of a risky move for me. He's had enough. Rook h8 was his last chance, I think. Maybe I played g4 too early. All right. I don't like the way Arsenal played bishop g4, bishop takes f3. I felt like you were worse with no activity after that. But good try, Blake, defending. Though a very difficult position to defend, to be honest. All right, Sparkle Varden. Dinekis is in first place with wins against Pinkie Pie. Uber Driver. You beat Uber Driver. No, you drew. Of course, it was a draw. Oh, Kuazu speaking Ukrainian or Russian, Cyrillic language of some kind. All right. Yeah, we don't understand that. My Russian's really rusty. I used to be able to read the Cyrillic alphabet. Wazoo. It doesn't it doesn't sound Slavic. All right. So we've got. By the way, Gabble Tromops, you're not playing. Oh, there he is. He's playing Arsenal now. The angry Arsenal fan, thinking about Chicago Open. So guys, don't all talk at once in the chat, okay? Thinking about Chicago Open. Look for reasons to fold. Oh, David Sklansky, the greatest, first really great poker theoretician, died. He had I have all of his books, of course. He was the first author to really teach poker as a kind of like mathematical science. He had an obituary or an article about him in the New York Times. But thinking of reasons to fold, move 11. That wasn't Sklansky's thing, but just reminded me of thinking about the fact that 78 years old. All right, Dinekis, Mickey Decat in first and second place. Think about reasons to not play in Chicago Open. Look for reasons to not play in the Chicago Open. Look for reasons to not play in the World Open. Look for reasons to not play in the National Open. It's expensive. The war in Iran is making gas more expensive. Oh man, I wasted so much money in the last 5 or 6 years. Now I have to be kind of cautious about spending money. Why couldn't I have won like the Prague, some major poker tournament or something? Now I'm broke again. All right, guys. We've got a long tournament ahead of us. 10+3 Rapid. You can Berserk. It's not recommended. Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Pie is from Brazil. Porkzilla. How'd the Prague poker tournament go? Well, no, I mean, I played a lot of 10 events or something, and I have won cash. What I always do in the last 2 years. 2 years in a row, I played like 10 events and had won cash. It's a disaster. It's a disaster. It was a disaster. I didn't play bad, but I had very unlucky results. Like, losing every fucking time I had like a serious prize in my grasp on some sort of basically a flip. Imagine losing like 5 key flips in a row. Yeah, welcome to my life. I used to think that online poker was rigged, but I think I'm just unlucky. Yeah, it's easy to think like everyone's out to get you. Oh man, yesterday I was playing, and it was so weird. For like 2 hours, I had the worst luck ever. It was ridiculous, you know? And everyone else was so lucky. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't believe this is really happening. Like, the guy on my right is like playing almost every single hand. He's like lucky every time. You start to have these paranoid thoughts, and it's just like, yeah, it's weird, you know? Poker is weird. The luck factor, there's so many weird streaks and stuff. It's uncanny how much luck is involved, you know? Huge amount of luck. Playing for the long run. Tournaments are hard, dude. It's better just to play cash. Yeah, I mean, I can't. I gotta, like, just admit, you know, it's probably better just to play cash. The tournament's just too much long-term investment. And dude, who is this? Pinkie Pen. Who is Pinkie Pen? I don't really like my position, to be honest with you. What do we do? Like C6? Passive Catalan? Great. In poker, there's a luck element. Yeah, I noticed. But yesterday was funny because I played in this tournament, and they always say like the players who like are the early leaders never like win tournaments, and that was the case yesterday as well. The two early leaders who were really loose aggressive both, went down in flames. No, it's a very difficult game. Poker is a very difficult game. Very different from chess, but I think equally difficult. So now you exchange pawns on d5, but the question is why? Why would you exchange pawns on d5? I think you got the upper hand here, You've got the leverage. I don't think that white should release the tension. Not my favorite kind of position. I don't like the symmetrical d4, d5. You got me. You called me in a kind of Queen's Indian that I have terrible feel for. I always lose. It seems like lately, in the last couple of years, I always lose any kind of like d4, d5 positions that I play. But frankly, knight f3 looks like a mistake too. So he's made two inaccuracies, but the main one being c takes d. Now black has a pretty good game, I would assume. Am I better? Yeah, maybe at this point. f6. f6 isn't strictly necessary, but h4, an interesting move by white. I gotta say, that is a very interesting move. That is an outside the box type move that I am not super thrilled to see. Plan is very apparent. How do I deal with it? I need to develop my pieces, plus you can't do everything. You can't do, knight f4 and bishop f4. See? You can only put one piece on that square. Yeah, I don't know who this is. I've beaten them 2 games. They're very fast. It looks like they're playing h4 to cement the f4 square, and then they're going to go knight f4, but then they need a place to put their bishop. So it's kind of weird. h4 is a high-level move. It's like seeing the future. You lost over the board? I've got to play Sunday. We have a team match, though. It's different from like normal chess, so to speak. Was it a team match or like individual? Arsenal fan. Okay. Well, hopefully your team isn't relegated because you lost or something. We've got to survive. My team is on the verge of relegation with 2 matches left, and so like every single game is probably going to count. I literally have to try to win without losing. Try to win without any chance of losing. That's what I have to do. Very simple. Simple, simple, simple. Just win without any risk of losing. No big deal. You got a lot of players for this thing so far. Look. It's like almost 20 players. 16. Dude he never has bad pieces. I don't remember playing this guy before. Oh, look at that structure. I was white and he left the game or something. So I have one win because the guy left the game, or I aborted. He must have left the game. And the other one, he got brutally checkmated. I don't know what format that was played in. But I have a high rating there, so what's that? Rapid or Blitz? Probably Blitz. It's definitely not a simul game. Must have been Blitz. Interesting game by both sides here. The boring Catalan. Something wrong with me. Well, I think we all have that. Yeah, there's something wrong with you. Is the fact that you're an adult player, you know, who started late. Self-taught adult player who started late in competitive chess is always going to hang over your head like the sword of Damocles. Rook c8, rook c8, queen c8. Then he takes d5. Bishop takes d5, queen d5, pawn d5, takes, whatever. Oh, that's a funny line. Rook c8, yep. No, adult learners have to. I'll tell you, you've been trained since you were 6, you know. Are there any GMs who learned the rules after age 30? No, I mean, I seriously doubt it. I told before the story about dude, really? What's his face? Mises claimed he learned it like 21. But I think it's a good thing worth investigating. It's a thing worth investigating for adult learners. Finding out like which players became strong players at a later age is an interesting topic. You can write a blog about it, Move 11. What about you, Move 11? When did you start? When did you start chess? I started at 11. Self-taught at 11. But I think, you know, the late starters gonna have much more issues. We all have issues. something wrong with me. We all have a lot of things wrong with us. But it's important to keep a positive attitude. All right. Incredibly solid play by Pinkie Pie. Pinkie Eye. Two bishops in a closed structure. Not the advantage it would be in an open game. He has no bad pieces, really. Is black better here because I have the bishop pair? Maybe a little. I mean, these bishops have good range. But if it's symmetrical structure with no passed pawns, I mean, what does it matter? Congratulations on the new president. Prime Minister. Same thing. Sort of, no. Hungary has, they have a president too, but he doesn't really do anything. New Prime Minister. Yeah, they're talking about, good stuff already. Moody's has already, upgraded the predictions for the Hungarian credit, Magyar Péter is talking about introducing the euro, which is something Orban, avoided because I think it was easier for him to steal money if it was in forints. It was interesting that Orban never was interested in bringing in the euro. But so we might get the euro, and I mean we can. And the other thing, the Hungarian forint went up incredibly. The dollar's diving because of the war in Iran, and Hungarian forint diverging the other way. So now U.S. dollars are worth 25% less than they were a year ago. It's really insane. But the first thing that Magyar Péter is talking about doing is doing away with the nationalist propaganda media. They had taken over the state media, turned it into North Korea style propaganda. So yeah, I think there's a bright future for Hungary. Yeah, very good. It's the first good thing that's happened in, I don't know, millions of years. Maybe in the whole world, actually. I don't know. It's very possible this is the first good thing that's happened in the whole world in the last 5 years. But some people have pointed out, and it's true, that it's not Magyar Péter, the people did it. They voted for him, and they made the choice, and the Hungarian people, I'm very proud of them. So, yeah. All right. So we've got, anyway, Intsed. Intsed. He's an Intsed. This is kind of a dry position. Maybe I should just offer a draw, but it would mess up my streak starter. Sacking pieces for pawns. Always an option. We have good flexibility here. Hard to do anything. Larson says, Uber driver always says stuff like this. Mihai Suba started at 19. Wow. It's also interesting about that, and Mises, who is from Latvia, both Suba and of course Mises coming from countries that were in the former communist bloc, Latvia and Romania. The Soviet chess machine had such a strong influence, on, it was seen as a real sport, respected as a sport in countries not in the United States. Chess, what's that? When I started playing chess, It's interesting. There's nothing I can do. This guy is like immune. He's immune from prosecution. I can't beat him. There's nothing I can do. Maybe there's one thing I could do. There's got to be something I could do. 92. Now he's doing something. Well, he didn't have to do anything, and he did something. Sacrifices for three pawns for the piece. It's interesting. You could certainly try it. Oh, my bishop's almost trapped. That would be bad. That would be bad. But I think black is playing for a win here. Pawns sort of gain in strength in the endgame compared to pieces. Pieces parts. I have quite strong pawns. H5, G5. We take away all the squares. What are you trying to do there with 92? Why 92? Ah, over there maybe. Okay. Play B3? What's the point of 92? That's another pawn. I'm about to have like 3 connect to pass pawns. 4. He's collapsing. He's got to sack a piece back, and he's... Oh my god. Wow, I hallucinated. Nice. Well, that's good. Terrible hallucination. I'm gonna, like, maybe lose now. Wow, I just spaced. I mean, I totally didn't see it, that my bishop was attacked. That's unbelievable. You're so lucky, dude. Not to sound like a bitter old man. The guy is really, really lucky. I mean, I literally just hung my bishop basically on f4. I didn't see the square was guarded, and I was completely winning. But I'm not going to cry and complain about it. I'm just going to go on. Because I know no one wants to hear a bad sport complain. I have 2 pawns for the piece. I might be able to save this still. He's very fast. This is like a kid or something. He played a very mature style. But judging by the fact that he's not particularly good at endgames, he's probably a kid. Oh, another blunder. Wow. So, wow. We're just making all sorts of mistakes here. Now, I don't know. Now I'm like better again. Unbelievable. We're better again. Are you forking kidding me? Which way to go? Are we winning? Is it a draw? We're better. I'm just lucky to survive. I mean, it was such a stupid blunder. Bishop f4, my god. What a move. I think I might be winning. Can't stop them both. Yeah, I mean, this endgame was an official disaster. Unbelievable. So I was totally winning, and the moment that I was totally winning, I lost the game in one move with bishop f4. Wow. Oh my god. Yeah, I thought it was just winning on the spot. I had d takes e4 and bishop c6 winning a piece a different way. Oh. Alright, whatever. It was a bad game. Egek. Welcome. Egek. Wait, where are we? Eek. A gecko. Chigorin learned the rules at 8:16. Okay. And Chigorin's a different story because Chigorin was like an orphan. He was raised in an orphanage or something like that. But Chigorin became the father of the Soviet or Russian, not Soviet, but Chigorin became the father of the Russian School of Chess. He wasn't like, okay, 100 years later where he's like, it's an official Soviet era sport the way it was when Suba or Mises started playing chess. In Chigorin's era, the best chess players were like, you know, in Western Europe. So that's interesting. It'd be interesting historically to study that kind of stuff, you know, how chess migrated or whatever. How the popularity of chess migrated. You might be able to find some writings on the subject. So Staffordgan in first place. Staffordgan's been playing tough lately, you know. You guys, he's been up and comer. Steppenwolf. Medusa's in. 18 players. Player formerly Brother Paolo. No. Alright. Young Samurai. Nedeye. Sinus. Sinus is also a camel. Camel culture not playing this week. Alright, Sun Prism is here. Guys, please support the stream and subscribe. Okay, we need your support. Thanks to the founders, Move 11. You can berserk. I'm not berserking. What if I don't fianchetto my bishop? I'm tired of those symmetrical Grunfelds we've had, you know. That does get very, very boring. No more symmetrical Grunfelds. I gotta find a way to play without turning it into one of those. Something different. Fianchetto the other bishop. Let's just play d4. I don't have to play g3. I often do that like as a sort of default. Now if I play g3, you go back. Well, what's this? This is a Queen's Gambit? Oh, of course. Obviously. c5. Play that every day. The symmetrical Queen's Gambit. It's a thing, but I don't... Your opponent left the game, you can claim victory in 113 seconds. That was weird. He's back. He's on a Chinese spy satellite. Yeah, this is a weird line to play. Check. What was that? Eagle 7676. 67. Queen d7. You can do that. But what does it mean? Nothing. Just a symmetrical transposition. Yeah, it just transposes. Okay. I get it, dude. You memorize this in some chessable course. A6, G3. I know. I thought like bishop d7 was the move there. So that's a little bit weird. I could have sworn bishop d7 was the move. I guess I'm confused. You know, Sun Prism it's really weird. If you look at Sun Prism's score, he used to love draws, and then something flipped. It was draw, 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 and then the switch flipped, and now he's like, just win or lose. He's like a different person. He's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games without a draw. Prior to that, it had been like half the games were draws. His draw percentage dropped from 50 to 0 against me. Very, very interesting. Like an almost intentional stylistic change. This reminds me of a game I saw years ago. Lilienthal played against Botvinnik in the Soviet Championship. I'm really sorry I didn't get to meet Lilienthal. He was alive, you know, well into me living here in Hungary. And he was kind of, well, very, very, very old. I mean, in his like late 90s, 100, almost 100. Could have met him though and like interviewed him or something. I would sort of regret that. I never saw him in the flesh, but anyways, there was this game from the Soviet Championship, one of the Soviet Championships in the 30s. In the 30s, so Botvinnik was young. And Lilienthal married believe he married a Russian woman and lived in Moscow for a long time. So he was a Hungarian Jew, but imagine moving from Budapest to Moscow, living there and playing chess with the best Soviet players. He was able to get experience that, you know, other Hungarian players couldn't possibly dream of, playing in Moscow in the 40s and 50s and stuff. I mean, it's crazy. So, wonder if I shouldn't castle queenside. Because I said so? You said that? Not really. Not the literal reason why you did that. Alright, so... Well, rook d1, I guess. Hey, that's an open file. I'll take it. Lilienthal had this great game against Botvinnik. I think it was a draw. It was some kind of weird game where he was better the whole game, but Botvinnik held on with rook endgame, perpetual check or something. Some weird motif. Anyways, Sun Prism, how many bullet games do you play? 8,000. Blitz, 3,000. Rapid, 2,000. Classical, you know the drill. Too much bullet makes Jack a dull boy. I think it's time to start concentrating here a little harder. John. John. No jacks. So what's my plan? Knight e4? It's a crazy idea. You got lots of time here. Unless you're playing to Berserk, take your time. It's a complex endgame. John Fedorovich. Yeah. He's an interesting character. He almost killed me over a beer once. Alright. I've told that anecdote many times. He takes his beer seriously. But that's random. King's Indian Defense. He played Simals on ICC back in the days. That's hard to believe. On ICC? Well, back in what days? I don't know, man. I mean, I maybe I did like 20 years ago, but John wouldn't have in those days. Maybe something more recent. I don't think he knows how to use a computer. No, he had an account. I mean, I really didn't think he knew how to like use a keyboard or something. Not really conversant in using online stuff, Fedorovich. So I would be surprised if he really did Simals. I'm not like doubting you, but he actually did. Now that I think about it, I feel like he did probably play with us on World Chess Network 25 years ago, like the early 2000s, because Larry Christensen got him involved. I think I did have some games with him. In fact, I remember playing a Dutch. There was a thematic. Yeah, we had a couple games. He didn't play as much as other people. Simul YouTube videos still online. He was not an original Simul player. I mean, like Jonathan Schroer was an IM from like Virginia, and I don't know if he's still alive, but probably. Schroer was like the one who did Simals 30 years ago. You know, he was really doing those Simals. I did a lot of Simals on ICC too, but Fed. If someone put him up to it and like paid him to do it, he would probably do it, but he would never like do it of his own. You know, he would never do it of his own accord, like of his own initiative or something. So why don't I trade here? Because then my knight gets kicked off. Let's see. But I could do that. I could trade and play b4. But I can trade. I have two options, trade or not trade. Or trade on my terms. Think this is a draw? So, yeah, very non-computer. I remember like trying to help John prepare with chess base, and like he could only like use the computer for 5 minutes. He was like, "Can I use your computer to like prepare for my game? 5 minutes." That would be like the extent of his preparation. I just want to see if he plays e4 or d4. All right, I'm ready. Oh my god, an outside A pawn? King takes b4 followed by a5 check. Huh. Knights are not really that good with outside A pawns, huh? But I'm going to try it. A book on the English defense. I think he wrote a book on the Benko Gambit, didn't he? That's weird. English defense. I don't know, man. I was in a I don't know. You know, I don't know any of this. Maybe you're thinking of someone else. If it exists though. John didn't play the English defense. He like, you know, he played the Benko, and the people write books on things they don't know all the time. Maybe someone else ghost wrote it and like put his name on it or something. Once Larry Christensen told a story that some Russian guy wrote a book and like put his name on it. On the Four Pawns attack, I think you could probably still find it. He had nothing to do with it. Guy just randomly put Larry's name on it. Fedorovich was was predictable. He's old school predictable in his openings. King's Indian, Benko, maybe Grunfeld. Sicilian with black. And with white he could play both. Both d4 and e4. But more e4. But somewhere I saw something recently about Magnus and talking about the modern players, how they develop the ability to play different openings, like anti-preparation. And I think that's always been my philosophy. Now everyone can change openings all the time. You can't be predictable. Being predictable is like suicide. How are you today? Eagles. The Bird, the sports team, or the band? Speaking of Eric Clapton, Mr. Slohan hasn't been here forever. I hope he's okay. Black is drifting. This was the whole idea, you know, Botvinnik, Lilienthal, Botvinnik. I think Soviet Championship 1939. I just love quoting and sounding like I talked about this with someone else recently. You sound cool if you can quote like some random chess game from 1939, but no, really. 1939 Soviet Championship. The great Soviet championships, at some point, some of them were annotated by Botvinnik and others, and they made their way into being published by Western publishers. So I have a book on the 1939 Soviet Championship, which is extremely strong. Just legends. And Lilienthal's idea was to give up the bishop on c6, fix all the pawn, the pawn on c6 on the wrong color. Play with knight, gave up his light square bishop, play with knight against bishop. That's the plan. Easy peasy. Well, knight d3. I'm gonna get pinned to my e2 pawn. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to figure out a different way to do this. I don't want to be... Well, actually, no, that wouldn't work for you, would it? You're going to be in a lost king and pawn game. No, if I play knight d3, he has bishop a6. That's my point. I probably should play a4 at some point. Are you having fun yet? None of the above. Well, that's hard to believe. All right, we've got... Well, thanks for watching our stream. More people is good. Things have been a little slow lately. High school mascot. That's probably like Family Feud, top 10 high school mascots. Survey says Eagles. Sorry, Barb. That was number 4. High school mascots, Eagles. The Devils, right? Top 3. What else? Eagles has got to be up there. You guys are getting the theme here. We're picking up the theme. So now we can no longer be pinned when we go knight d3 to my e2 pawn. Oh, now we just win this pawn with check. Check, take. There's some danger though. So we take the winning king and pawn game, no? We take the winning pawn game. Yeah, this is a trap. Like check, take, king comes out to like d6. He might have chances to save the game. We go the easy way. Get the king position. And it's over. This is a useful move. King d6 or a5. a5. The pre-move master. All right. Analysis board. Want to check this. Almost a perfect game by Sladgy. So he did come close to equalizing at move 17.1. But I'm curious about the opening. There was something weird that happened there. I played queen a4 check. This is an unusual move. Most people go queen takes d4. So nothing wrong with queen a4 check. He just transposes. And we just transpose. So, but here, there's also bishop d7. You played a6 here, and now e5. It's weird because I thought, I don't know, I think I thought like bishop d7 was the move, but it's not. e5 is normal. So I think if you look at my games, I've played a different move previously, knight b3. But why b3, you know? I don't know why b3 is better. It's hard to say. This is an interesting line, playable for black. But I don't think you're ever going to win. It's a weird way of playing for a draw with black. Staffording with a perfect score, he just crushed everyone. Crushed everyone. Hi, William and friends. Guys, where's our viewers? We have 11 viewers. Can you please tell your grandparents to log in? Did I reverse my cameras again? Why is your screen yellow? I don't know. My lampshade is yellow, so it reflects everything yellow. I don't know why it's yellow. It's like, it's old. Smoke. had this lampshade for... I've had this lampshade for a long time. Come to think of it. Like 20 years. It's a 20-year-old lampshade. And I was smoking until like 2011. So it probably has quite a bit of the sludgy smoking era. Okay. Stapar crushing the tournament with 20 points. Did you berserk? He did berserk against... What? Oh, Mickey berserked against him. Alright, guys. We need you to tell your grandparents about the stream, because we don't have enough viewers these days. Things are getting pretty competitive. I'm racking up big numbers on Twitch. I take chess seriously and present serious chess without bullet, without, you know, fancy scams. And we need to bring it back to its height of popularity, like during COVID. I've been streaming for 10 years. And we've seen Move 11 grow up from a 5-year-old to a 15-year-old. And thanks for watching since you were 5. Uber driver is now in the seniors home. He used to be a middle-aged man when I started streaming. William, watch me, please. Watch me! Oh, man. Check out my position, man. That was my friend's last words during this tournament, where he told me to come watch his board. Oh, man, you gotta see what I'm doing to this guy. You walk up, and the guy's, like, getting crushed. I started laughing. What a jerk. Your mom was watching the stream before you were born. Oof, that's a rough one. Your mom was watching my stream before you were born. Eagle7676 is followed. Second most common school mascot name in the United States. The Devils being number 1. Devils just aren't politically correct either. So, alright. But anyway, viewer numbers have been way down. I think they cut back on bots on Twitch. Without the bots, my viewership is like 11. We should have way more because of the quality of my knowledge and what I can share, but people don't appreciate. Sadly, no one appreciates real chess. And so they're watching these other idiots like streaming and playing bullet chess, and meanwhile they're not even getting better. Tigers. Tigers is second. Okay. Forgot about Tigers. Lions, another big one. Very big. We're very big on the Lions. Animal names. Make good mascots. Yep. Gotta love a good Family Feud reference, though. So, my school mascot was, well, my school team were called the Garnets. It was a rock. It was like a gemstone. That's kind of weird. The Garnets. Alright. Anyway, yeah, that was sort of lame. So we've got and Boston University was the worst. It was embarrassing. The Terriers. I'm like, terrier? Our school mascot is the terrier? That was so embarrassing. I'm like, I'm not going to go to Boston University. Come on. The mascot is a terrier. A little barky dog? That's your mascot? That's embarrassing. That was the most embarrassing thing about BU. Really. You got this, like, #1 ice hockey team in the United States, and the mascot is a terrier. Terrier? Get a real dog. God, that was just, ugh, come on. Embarrassing. I was ashamed. Chimpanzee. That's a combination. It's a combination of champagne and chimpanzee. It's a chimpanzee. It's a drinking monkey. That's cooler than a terrier. Alright, so we're playing Redusa. Radic Dusan. Because Redusa doesn't mean anything. There was this guy who ran for like the representative of my district in Budapest for the Fidesz, which just got crushed by Magyar Peter and is out. But this one dude who like ran for the district councilman or whatever you call it was like Radic something, and they put his poster everywhere, like on every street corner. There's like one on every corner now. There's like 4. People are like tearing them down. I never saw a politician put up so many posters. They're left all over the city. There's like all these posters of this guy who's just a loser, and his party lost the election by like 80%. I don't know how much they lost by, but now they're just all over the place. It's horrible. Radic Bela, I think. I don't want to play the Grunfeld, man. I mean, it's serious business. Serious business. I'm going to go Farago Ivan style on you. I played this before. Portish played it. I did the Portish Bishop G7. C takes D. I did a video about how he beat Beliavsky like 10 years ago, or it was more, 15 years ago now. But we'll just play a very, very solid Farago Ivan. I had a draw with Ganguly once when he was a kid. Quick draw. One of these. And in fact, my first win against a master was the black side of this line. But it was a different move order. I didn't play c6. Queen b3 came a move later, and I played d takes c. The c6 is okay. We're going to transpose to Bafinic if I play bishop d2 now. Aliaki and Bafinic both had cool games with black. Bafinic 60, what's it called? My 60 normal games, that's Fischer. Bafinic selected games. So if I wait, if I wait, you can play e6 and take back with the e-pawn. That was the strategy that the Soviets did. I don't know who invented that. I guess unclear. CD5, bishop d2. It also feels like we're close to this famous game where really nice game where Rudolf Spielmann crushed his opponent, sacking a piece. It was some random Hungarian player with white and Spielmann with black. Knight e5, knight c6 f4, I think, something like that. Okay, whatever, I don't know. I could play knight e5. The drawback of what I did here is like CD giving him the c6 square. Black can put the bishop, black can put the knight on c6. Your other bishop. Knight on c6. Oh. It's not too late to play knight e5, transposing to Spielmann versus X. It was a queen b3 Grunfeld, in fact. 95. So here I intended to play bishop b5, and then I started thinking, well, what happens if black goes knight a5? Your first problem is thinking too much. I don't know. I don't think this is right. I think this is wrong. But who knows? Big fan of giving up my white square bishop for nothing, as you guys have seen in the previous game against, what's his name? Sung Prism? Sung Noonian Sung. Sir Noonian Sung. Mr. Coffee hasn't been here lately. He's been very, very bad. No, he had a high school reunion or something. He donated $3. Neffy's Knickers was his name. What's that about? Move 11, any ideas? Neffy's Knickers? Neffy's Knockers. Queen b4. Why didn't I put my queen on a3? More likely get hit by knight c4 with tempo. Guys, it's so quiet in here. They're not like watching. People aren't watching like other streamers, are they? Like, who's streaming? That guy that streams like hours and hours? Lafong? I have a question, seriously. How many hours does Lafong stream, like, consecutively? Does he do like 10-hour streams every day? Seriously. Is he like the daytime Mark Esserman? He must stream like 10 hours in a row. It's crazy. Back to a3. I don't love this. He obviously doesn't have a life. I wish I had time to stream 10 hours a day, but I have important stuff to do. If you stream 10 hours a day, you do nothing else. Nothing, you know. I do other stuff. We make videos. We teach lessons. Streaming is just one of the things that I do. The guys like Esserman and Lafong, if they're streaming like 10 hours a day or 10 hours through the middle of the night, I mean, they literally don't do anything else. I've never done a 10-hour stream. Poker is one thing. I mean, I could do 10 hours of poker, but you're not like talking constantly. Yeah, rook e8, pro move. The rook e8 is a classic. So that's what happened in Spielman. Spielman got e5 in somehow. There was this funny game I played the other day where I was white and similar theme came up. Similar but not the same. What you're doing a lot of times is you're backloading like bishop f8 or whatever here. Very common theme. That's why I hate putting my queen on like a3. By the way, lost a horrible game to a guy I think cheated with the computer about 4 months ago in the Hungarian Team Championship. It was one of these games where you're just like Doing something you know you never want to do. You never do this. I'm like, oh, I can get away with it. I hate doing this. I know it's dangerous. But, whatever. I can do it. It's okay. It's playable. And immediately, boom! He, like, just smashed me, like, completely with this computer, like, sacrifice. And then perfect play. 3 trips to the bathroom. But just reinforcing that thing. I'll never put my queen on A3 in the opening. I knew not to do that. I've had a very bad record with it. Queen B3, queen A3, queen B4 type of stuff in Grunfeld. It was a Grunfeld type thing. Also, it was a. Sun Prism should see that game because it was an anti-Grunfeld. You guys should all see that game. And see for yourselves if you think my opponent was cheating. I think he was cheating, but I can't prove it. So I'm not going to officially accuse him in court, but it was very weird. Anyway, it's over now. I got my points back with other victims. But it's funny though. If I'd known I was playing a computer, I would have never put my queen on A3. Dude, I don't think this guy has ever thought this long on a single move in his life. Are you sure you're not in the bathroom, Norbert? Norbert went to the bathroom for like 7 minutes at the critical moment. The funny thing was, I didn't suspect him being a computer till after the game was over. And then I realized, like, he happened to go and disappear for like 3 times. The exact moments in the game where there were like critical decisions for black to make. That's really strange. Yeah, maybe I'm paranoid. But I've never accused an over-the-board player of cheating, or I never thought one of my opponents could have been cheating until that. Online, it's a different story. Everyone cheats. But it was a weird setup. It was just a weird setup. Now the dude's sacking the exchange here. See, now that's like the same shit, man. You're sacking the exchange here. Wow. Wow. That is insanely deep. Wow. This is some kind of insanely deep tactic. I never considered queen b6. I was only looking at like long-term exchange sacks. But Norbert would definitely have played this. Frozen board? Oh, did I leave? Are you serious? Why is the board frozen? Because I went out from the board? Oh, come on. Now in the most exciting moment of this game? I'm thinking about like how to put my bishop on f1 to attack his queen. I give like a 3-hour lecture about not putting your queen on a3. The guy sacks the exchange after thinking for 4 minutes. Well, of course he should think for 4 minutes. But he was in the bathroom. Norbert Loran went to the bathroom for 9 minutes. But it's really far from the playing room. It's the perfect place to cheat. He's playing at home. He knows the setup. The bathroom is like a million miles away from the playing hall. I couldn't even find it. Like I had to go to the bathroom. I had to ask someone how to get there because I had like no idea where it was. It's fucking ridiculous. Then 2 more times. All because I didn't accept his draw offer in the opening. I should have. If I had known he was going to cheat with the computer, I would have accepted his draw offer. I don't know, guys. I get that sometimes online, too. They get angry when you don't take their draw, the 1400s that offer you draws. Always take the draw from the 1400 move 11 that offers you draw. First rule. Online, especially online. If the 1400 offers you a draw, you take it because you know they're going to sick the computer on you. Like, that makes them mad when you don't take the draw because they're 1,000 points lower rated. They're like, all right, now you're going to get it. Sherbet. Sherbet. Why is sherbet spelled like that? Isn't it sherbet? It's French. Sorbet. Sorbet is like sherbet without milk. It's like milk-free sorbet. Milk-free sorbet. Milk-free sherbet. Sorry. Sherbet. Herbet sherbet. Sherbet culture. What's happening here? Knight e4. Well, there's an active move. But the whole point was you're going to sack your queen? What the hell's going on? Black had to have some good opportunities in this game. Well, why don't I just take on d5? Well, then I'm back to square one. Oh, now I have a fork. Chester Forkington. I'm almost certain that his exchange sack was good, but I'm not sure about the follow-up. The follow-up is the question. Maybe or maybe not this whole thing with queen b6 works, but he could have just played it in a more safe way. Positional exchange sack. So now he's going down in flames. Let's check it out. This is an interesting position. Yeah, he was better. He was better, and it's all playable. Very interesting. So, Duang Dan. I played in this tournament probably. 2008. This is totally not a Veta style. I don't know what she's doing. Pre-arranged draw. Knight a5, novelty. Queen b4, best move. a6. Bishop e2. Knight c6. Queen a3. The computer wants to play queen b3. What is that, a draw by repetition? At best. Rook e8. And now I tempted fate with bishop e5. So the computer doesn't think you should sack the exchange, but it's playable. Yeah, and queen b6 is best. Wow, no, not clear. It's not clear. It's interesting. Okay, well, I figured the exchange sack was a thing. I had a very similar thing happen earlier this week. My opponent also found the take on b5. But you could just play, you don't have to take it, you know. It's optional. That's not really a dangerous variation for the Grunfeld. I'm just trying to stay out of trouble. Stapbergen winning again. He has a perfect score. He has a perfect score and he's winning again. Oh my god. Don't panic. Stapbergen's thinking here with 8 seconds left. It's over. What? Black timed out. Play queen g7. He timed out. King g5 is winning, although I wouldn't have played that. What's wrong with queen g7? Oh my god. Stepvargan lost in time to Sleazy Sun Prism, who was lost. Tragic. Now I'm playing Stepvargan. Ugh, with black too, he's much better with white. Tough either way, but he's fairly stronger with white, I find. Sherbet. Milk-based sorbet. Yeah, the Stonewall Dutch. Gross. I don't know what to play. Anti-Dutch. If you try to play the Stonewall, I'm just going to play E5. E5, E5. No. I'll pre-move it. This is the Kraken. This is the Kraken on drugs. Or a Hyper Kraken. Accelerated Kraken. We haven't played a Kraken in a while. I realized that playing the Kraken probably not the best idea and rated over the board play. I do crazy stuff. You know, I was playing that seriously against some strong players. It's good for Blitz and Rapid, but I should probably not play it in OTB. On occasion, maybe, you know, especially against a weaker player. But not against Grandmasters. I played it against one GM. Some Indian Grandmaster. I got an okay position, but I used too much time trying to reinvent the wheel in the opening. So what are we doing now? C6? You like Pawn Chain, but that's not a Stonewall. That's the other Stonewall. I feel like I had this game against somebody. The Pawn Wedge. Where did you learn to do that, Sledgy? So here, do we play it like a... Do we play it like a Kalashnikov? Arsenal fans should play the Kraken. He hates opening theory. But Joseph Henry Blackburn influenced me. B5. I've used this idea, but I don't know that this position has ever happened specifically. After pawn takes c6, I can take on c4, but maybe it's better to take on c6 and just play it as a pawn sack like the Kalashnikov. Take, take. It looks like a Sicilian. Seriously, although my b pawn's like gone. But that's what happens, right? You play b5. Like I played b5 in a Kalashnikov. Taking on c4 allows knight takes c6. Seems better. This is Blitz Rapid Chess. This is not tournament chess. I am gambling here to some degree. But I think it's probably reasonable. We've had a good score against Stepvargan. A good score against Stepvargan lately, although he seems like he's gotten better. I have no idea how old he is. Move 11, how's the recovery coming? Counting the white dots on the back of your throat. A good way to fall asleep. This is a weird position to think, but he must be thinking about the future. The universe is 26 billion years old, and dark matter doesn't exist. Knight d4. Kalashmaburger. All it takes is one tactical mistake, and you or your opponent can be history. Thematic and enigmatic. That's nice. D5. So originally I had planned on something that's probably not that great. Bishop G5 is one of those moves that's like putting all your eggs in the proverbial one basket. Bishop B4. How did you manage to play 1,400 games in 4 days? What are you guys like talking in that room there? I'm trying to concentrate. If I take on E4, what happens? I guess it's not so bad. Bishop takes? But what's my plan on bishop takes? Seriously. No, it is bad. Bishop takes. I guess I could play rook b8. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's true. One guy is like, Sparkle Horse, unblock me, please. Okay, this is not the place for that. And secondly, the Pili M is like, how did you manage to play 1,400 games in 4 days? Bullet chess is a waste of time. So let's calculate how many bullet games you can play in 1 day. 100 easy, 200 easy, 300. That's like max bullet. You're a proverbial chess sicko if you do that. Well, my final thought here was rook b8. No, we don't have to make this more complicated than it has to be. Not a romantic move. We've seen a few of these bullet type people who did play enormous amounts of games. But I don't know who they're referring to. I guess that guy? They're certainly not talking to me. I haven't played any games the last 4 days. Alright, so now bishop c5. What else did you expect? Do we have any kind of Legals mate on tap here? By the way? I want to sack my queen. Knight e4, knight f3 check. Takes, bishop f2 check. Holy shit, that could be insane. If it's black to move, that's like an insane Legals mate pattern. If it's black to move, knight takes e4, bishop takes d8, knight f3 check, g takes f, bishop f2 check, excuse me, king f1, and then bishop h3 mate. I've never seen that one. That is so cool. So if he does something irrelevant like a4, I can play knight takes e4. And if he takes my queen on d8, it's made in 1, 2, 3. But it's actually not made in 3. Because he doesn't have to take the knight on f3. He could actually just not capture, play king f1, and then there's probably some kind of weird draw by repetition, like knight d2 check, king e1. No, I have the other knight. Oh my gosh. So knight d2 check, he'd have to sack his queen back. The pattern is called the Gauss mate. The simplest example is e4, e5, knight e2, bishop c5 from the famous book by the French guys. What are their names? It's an old book. The Art of the Checkmate by Renaud. Two French authors. So he's defending his bishop. Wow. That's so cool. Creative. Queen d2. Dry. Castling queenside. I guess I should just play bishop e6. Nothing to see here. Move along. The point is that he can't easily castle kingside. Dude, I have another tactic. Oh, it'll never work. Some patterns where I play like bishop b4 with the queen on d2. But you can always just put a knight in the way. Well, anyway, e4 is bishop's covering c2. There'd be some positions where bishop e4 could be played. The knight c2 fork. Not here. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is a classic French chess book that was published by Dover. I have an old Dover edition, but it's a very, very good book for beginners on chess checkmate patterns. So anyway, taking with the bishop, keep him in check, so to speak. Bishop f6, no. If bishop f6, oh, dude, that's so gross. He played bishop c6 check. Yeah, I saw that. Okay, fine. Still up his original pawn. Oh, my king is stuck in the center. What? Well, knight e4 is playable. Knight e4, bishop d8, knight d2, but I don't like it. Strange. Almost a greedy-like move. Knight e4. h6. It's hard to believe I haven't lost to him in the last 20 games, but he's pretty good. 2230? I thought he had a higher rating. He's 2277 in Blitz now. Okay, I must have been looking at the Blitz rating. Huh. I thought he was like 2230 or something. Is that his classical? No. Yeah, Georges Renaud. But there's another author of that book. That was funny. I got that book like as a I didn't buy the book. I think I found it somewhere, inherited it or something, and it ended up being like a really good book for beginners. So I would use examples from that book in lessons and stuff. Now he's going there. Okay. I don't like my king being stuck in the center. Very disappointing. We are worse. We are the worst. We are the children. We are the worst. We are worse. The guy's playing like a chess scientist. What's that? Wow, and all Chinese follow. Actually, I'm assuming that's Chinese. Could be anything. Could be Korean. I don't know Asian characters. Okay, F5. I need a place for mom, for dad. But we're down a pawn, and we don't have compensation. We have more time, though. Time is my only compensation. Not a lot in 10+3. Not great. Boom, there it is. So my king's wide open and his is not. That's fair. Now he could just safely castle and have no problems. He's thinking about it. Well, the only thing to think about here is to play bishop takes d4 or not. I'm lucky if I can win my pawn back. Why there? My rook e1. No way. You have some kind of insanely brilliant combination? I guess not. We survived after all that. To a drawn rook in game. I'm in third place. Without berserking, gonna be hard to win the tournament. Mickey didn't play that well, but he's ahead. He's probably berserked. Played badly against me. This is a draw. This is a draw. We have a little more space. Oh, what's that about? That's not nice. We're not a big believer on playing for a win with like rook and 3 versus rook and 3. It's very bad sportsmanship. Don't do that. If it's a draw, then a draw. Don't flag people in totally drawn positions. I think that it shows like very, very little character. Never trust a person who like flags others with with like rook against rook or ops color bishops and stuff. They're bad people. All right. There's got to be some kind of dignity and decency. It's different if it's like 3-0 and you're down on time to 0 seconds or something, but I mean, in general, give a draw to people. Don't try to flag them, and they'll, you know, they'll do the same for you. I mean, so anyways, wow, good game by Savargan. He was winning. He was plus 1.6. What did I do wrong? So I made some kind of big mistake there, it looks like. The initial opening was fine, and my big mistake was, oh, so I could have played bishop d7. It occurred to me, but I thought it was too compromising. You know, when you play bishop c6 check, I didn't want to move backwards. Bishop c6, though, it would have undermined your pawn on b5, I guess. Anyway, it was a fun game, typical for that type of structure. All right, Mickey's way out in front now. So this is probably our last game. Ludlid is mysterious entity. 1600 blitz. 2000 rapid. And 1959 classical. That's weird. All right. Very low blitz rating. The Gleck. It's not a Gleck. Gleck is a 4 knights. This is a Mises variation of the Mises, Jacques Mises variation of the Vienna game. It could still transpose to a 4 knights. 92 is always kind of passive. I prefer putting my knight on f3. Now we transpose. So it is a Gleck. Wow. Very accurate. A6. You're an expert. Who is Ludlud? Do we have any confirmation about this player's identity? You know this position? And you're serious? A6 is probably best move. Wow. Preventing knight a4. Okay, now you're just being obsessive. Sometimes they get lucky and they find, you know, find a good move. If I go there, no, there's a reason for this move. I get it. Okay. I get it. I think I get it. So if I go there, you go there, I go there, what are you going to do? Does it matter? He's used no time at all. That should be his name. He's 1400 in bullet. He just prevented knight c4. You're 1400 in bullet, but you use no time for your games. It's a good way to get like banned from the stream. I want to know who this is, seriously. This is the player with 21 million games? He has 24,000 games. Who is this? How could you play that fast and be so low rated? Just doesn't make sense. Where's my game, dude? This is not the first time I brought this up. Like, what's the deal with this player? How could you be 2049 in rapid, 1400 at bullet, be super fast? None of that makes sense. It's so weird. None of it makes sense. I am pretty sure this, I would think this is some kind of Smurf account. What is a Ludlud? Ludwig. Ludwig von Beethoven. I mean, he uses no time and he's 1400 in bullet. I mean, give me a break, bro. That's physically impossible. By definition. And he plays the opening very, very well. So how in the world would it be 1400 bullet? You have to have another player playing on your account, playing bullet or something. Does not make sense. Even Cheesy Noob is less weird than this guy. Knight F5. No, I don't want to do that. So what do I want to do? I don't know what I want to do. What are you doing? Castle, I guess. What would move 11 do? Hard grinding one mode, maybe? Yeah, I mean, it's weird, right? Maybe he was 1400 in bullet and then quit playing bullet. You'd have to check, though. Theoretically, if you feel like quit, if you were playing bullet and blitz, you quit, you got better. But yeah, I mean, the vast majority of his games are what, like, not that clear. He has a lot of games, but where are they? They're like unrated games. Knight F5. It's very strange. We still have a Knight F5, but takes is gonna destroy my pawn structure. No, but I mean, this is weird, dude. It's not the first time. I think I barely beat him the last game. Something strange is going on. He's 4 minutes ahead of me on the clock. Now, if his ratings were all like 2,000, I'd be like, okay, fine. He's just a fast player, and he's pretty good. But how do you? Those things are mutually exclusive, you know. It's mutually exclusive to be 2,000, play this fast, and have a 1400 bullet rating. Right behind me. You're not right behind me. You're behind me, but you're not right behind me. You're too far behind me. Nice job, though. So he just plays like crazy moves really fast, apparently. But here's the thing. If you played crazy moves really fast, then how the fuck would you be 2,000 in Rapid? Again, it's mutually exclusive. If he played like this all the time, he'd probably be like 1,600 in Rapid. But he's 2,000. Nothing about it makes sense. Oh, he lost... Well, he didn't lose a piece, right? He's losing a pawn. So he's just busted. His queen's almost trapped, but not quite. He's totally busted. He played the game like it was a bullet game. But look at his account. He has 2,049 in Rapid. 2,000 almost in Classical. That's a player who can play Classical and Rapid, and is pretty good. So I guess it's like, the only explanation is that it's more than one person. You know, it's like somebody, you know, lets his 5-year-old kid play on the account or something. Really the only rational explanation. There's like a dad and there's a 5-year-old kid. And the dad sometimes plays Rapid and the 5-year-old kid plays bullet and blitz. Just gonna push. This is the 5-year-old bullet player, not the Rapid 2000. I would recommend berserking if you're going to not use any time for the whole game. He's pretty far gone here. But actually, he's starting to break along the c-file. That's not so stupid. This is actually a kind of KG move by black. KGB. Are you threatening me? I don't want to let him have the file. So we got to be careful now. Maybe I will play bishop g3. That queen is kind of annoying on h4. It's insane. The player that I'm playing couldn't be only 1400 in bullet. Wow, that's a mouse slip. Okay. I don't know where he was going. Probably to g5 and mouse slip. Stand by, Sparkle Horse. Pairing players, get ready. Oh my god, Staffvargan is still ahead of me. I almost caught up. Staffvargan got a draw. Yeah, he got a draw with me. Oh, okay, he didn't play since then. He's playing now against Pili. I like how Pili can finish 4th playing just 4 games. How is that even possible? You won all 3? You lost to Mickey, then you beat Drown the Clown. Wow, that's a big one. Drown the Clown? Seriously? What the heck was that? 94, oh no. This is Drown the Clown's favorite variation. Check this out, guys. The Drown the Clown variation. He's a big fan of this. 94. Some kind of cheapo system. Counting on like c3, but Pili knows this. Oh no, and d5. Dude, refuted. We should put this in the Tuesday tournament. I mean, the Thursday analysis stream. Oh no. Shame that Pili's not a subscriber. That's Drown the Clown's favorite variation. Oh man, you refuted it. You just knew that off the top of your head? I guess it's common knowledge, huh? So he's hoping that you play c3 like the other Potzers. But your bishop c4 idea, he can't play c5, so he has no counterplay. Looks like you pretty much busted that variation altogether. I don't know why he's playing 94. It's a cheapo. You know, it's not good for black. It can't be. If 94 was good, you know, thousands of grandmasters would have been playing it for the last like 50 years. Anyway, Mickey, wow, coming on at the end, beating, boom, 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 boom. He lost to me, then he got warmed up. He lost to Staffvargan, then he won another 5 in a row. But berserking all games except against me. But that guy is begging to be unblocked. 2500 in bullet. You're in the wrong place. Ultra Bullet. He joined 4 days ago. Oh yeah, I can't wait to let him in the team. Why would you want to play on my stream if you play Ultra Bullet? Like, what does that have to do with me? I hated Bullet my whole life. Alright, so how do we say this Chinese? It's a Chud Girl Rose Toy. Chud Girl Rose Toy. My way of playing against you, I always lose. What was that again? I didn't play you today, so I don't know what you're talking about. My way of playing. My way of playing what? Chess? In general? Style? It's just funny because the Uber driver literally told me he had this idea to play this crap, and then you refuted it like 3 days later. It didn't take long. It took a total of 3 days for Uber Driver's latest opening innovation to be ripped apart. What am I talking about? It wasn't Uber Driver. Oh. It was Drown the Clown. Okay, same difference. It's red and white and black all over. What's black and white and red all over? The newspaper, ha ha. Dad jokes. So anyway, tournament over. 3rd place. Yes, Stavargan snuck ahead of me, or stayed ahead of me. But Stavargan played well. You got a draw against me. That was a fun game. Mickey wins the tournament. 25-60, 23-60. Okay. Yeah. Now I had a serious performance rating. Wow. Even with a draw against Stavargan, I still managed a 25-76 performance rating. It's not bad. Going into my tournament game on Sunday, I need all the practice I can get. I haven't played in like a month. Well, my last tournament game was 3 weeks ago. That was a good one, but I'm not warmed up. Mickey, 9 games. Berserked 8 out of 9. Under the Slovenian flag of Russia. Just kidding. The non-NATO Slovenian flag. Future non-NATO country. Who needs NATO anyway? We're friends with Donald Trump. Mickey with... sorry to be political, guys. Neffy's Knickers. So we've got Mickey in first place, Stavargan second, and you're still playing, but that game doesn't count. And I'm in third. Good performance by Stavargan, though. 23-46. He only played 8 games. He only lost that stupid game where he lost on time from winning position against Sun Prism. He was maybe a draw, but anyway, he's better. Apparently, like King G5 was winning, but he was afraid to play that, understandably. So really good play by Stavargan today. Mickey was fast and unable to be stopped, and I finished third. Thanks, guys, for playing. I'm going to be tomorrow night streaming. Don't mean to talk like Yoda. Tomorrow night we're going to be streaming and analysis stream. So don't forget to tell your friends and relatives and donate and support the stream. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Move 11. Bye-bye.